Hi guys, I just wanted to jump on here and show you guys my entry for the Nick Booksmith's Deserted Island Challenge. And I hope you can hear me because it's the middle of the night and everyone in my house is asleep except for me. But anyway, so okay, let's get started. So we had 4 givens. You had paper. It had to all be one kind, all you wanted of that one kind of paper. And you got the glue of your choice, and needle and thread, and a cutting utensil of your choice. I chose my tea stained. It's parchment paper, and I tea stained it, and my Cutterby scissors, my waxed linen thread, and my 3-in-1 glue. In my other video, I had said that I was going to use this crochet thread, but I changed my mind and I went ahead and went with my usual waxed linen. And then my 4 choices were my Pilot Friction Erasable Gel Pen in brown, my ink and my dauber, and I chose Vintage Photo, and then this fabric right here, and this bead right here. So those were my 4 choices, and yeah, so anyway, let's get this out of the way. Okay, now, sorry guys, I'm trying to make sure I'm in frame. So anyway, so here's my book. I made it, the cover is completely made with my tea stained paper, and and I used the bead for the closure. So you just undo the thing right here, and then this is an adjustable closure, so you just pull the bead. Oh, I forgot to tie the knots in, but anyways, you pull that, and then that way you don't have anything in your way when you're trying to open the book. And then, and the way that I got these through this bead, because the hole is really small, what I did was I used my glue, and I I used my glue. I put glue on the fabric, and then I just twirled it like this and let the glue dry, and so it made it like kind of like a little pin or something. But anyway, and so once I threaded it through the bead, then I just cut it off, and there you go. And also, we were not allowed to use any tools, and I have a hard time doing anything without my tools, especially my measuring tools. So I made myself a makeshift ruler, I guess you would call it, and then I used this for the straight edge, and I have little marks all over it for my measurements. And let's see, okay, I'm gonna open this up real quick. But anyway, okay, so yeah, and I did some stenciling. I did the spine with my ink because I was going for a leather type look, I guess. And so I did the spine. I did book corners with paper, and I used my fabric for my binding. And I did a hidden what's it called? Video brain, come on. Sorry guys. Hidden binding, I guess is what it's called. And so let's get into it. Anyway, there's right here I made a fabric flip, and there's 3 spots where you could do little secret journaling. So put your passwords or whatever in that spot. And then there's also a pocket behind all 3 of the the fabric. And so I did the stenciling on here. So anyway, the way that I did my binding and the way that I did the cover of the book, I just folded my paper and I made the front cover, I made a spine, and the back cover, and then I made the inside spine, and then I reinforced that with the fabric, and this is what I sewed my signatures into. You can, oh goodness, yeah. Okay, so that's the where I reinforced it, and then on the outside I made another piece and wrapped it around where the binding was. So yeah, that's how I did that. And so there's like oh gosh, sorry guys, video brain, and like I said, it's the middle of the night and I'm tired, so but I wanted to get this done. So anyway, there's 5 signatures, and I did each signature is like a different theme, I guess you would say. Anyway, so I did a lot of stenciling, and oh, here, hold on. I made this is my tool bag or sewing bag, whatever you want to call it. But like I said, I have to have tools, so I made this little pouch, and it's got a gusseted, yeah, it's a gusseted pouch, and inside are all my tools. Yeah, okay. I have, this is what I used to sew my signatures into my, well, poke the holes into my signatures so that I could sew the signatures in. And this here piece of fabric I used because it has lines on it. I hope you can see them. Anyway, there's lines on the fabric, and so what I did was I just drew, I just made notches along the lines, and that way I would know that my signatures were spaced evenly, because I have a problem with this OCD stuff. And yeah, so I had to have a way to make everything even. So anyway, that's what I did for that. And then oh, and then the fabric, I used the fabric also because right here is where I measured, because each square is about 2.5 to 3 inches. So what I did was wait, I know I did it. Hold on, guys. Ah! Oh my gosh. Anyway, forget it. I thought I did that, but I don't know what happened. Anyway, oh, brother. So, anyway, I made this. Come on, I know I used this fabric to do this. I know, I'm hard-headed. I just have to prove to myself that I actually did this. Okay, there we go. Alright, so what I did was I used the center line for the center, and then I just came in about evenly. I think what I did was I used one that had lines on each side. Anyway, oh my gosh, I am wasting so much time trying to figure that out. So, anyways, here are my stencils. I made, Okay, I've got 3 stencils, and this was a scrap I was trying to see if I could draw, and I can't. So anyway, so this is how I made the stencils in the front. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then these are the 2 sets of corner stencils. There's the smaller one and then the larger one. And then, let's see. Okay, and my needle and thread. So, alright, let's get back to the book. Okay, it's been a long day, guys. Alright, so anyway, here we go. So the first signature is, I wanted to use the fabric, so what I did was I made tuck spots, and I did a lot of stenciling, and I like to, when I write in my journal, I like to write on this side of the book. I guess because I'm right-handed, I don't know. So I have a tendency when I'm making books, if possible, to put like the pockets and things like that on the left-hand side of the book. I don't know if anybody else would like their books like that, but when I'm making them for myself, that's what I do. And so there's a lot of writing space in this journal. So anyways, and then here's a fabric pocket, and I don't know if I said this already or not, but I backed all of my fabric pieces onto the tea stained paper just to give them more stability, because this fabric is not very sturdy. So, and another reason why I'm not sure if I'm repeating myself is because this is the second time that I'm doing this video, so bear with me, guys. Yeah, so anyways, and then here is a belly band, and there's some more writing space, and here's another corner tuck, and then I made a journaling card. I just backed the, like what I was saying, I backed the fabric onto the tea stained paper, and there we go. So, and that's the first signature. The second signature is just, I only used paper in the second signature, so, and my ink. So there's, like I said, a lot of writing space, and like I said, I got the OCD thing, so I had to make my stencils. I know they're repetitive, but I like it like that. So, and there's a pocket, and here is a belly band right here. There's and this pocket here is where I keep my my little tool bag. Anyway, it goes in there like that. So there you go. And then here's another pocket, and these are just tea stained paper folded for more journaling. And okay, so that's that signature. And then this signature here is I made this signature to be like a art journal. So the only pages in this signature that are stenciled are the first page and the last page, because I left these blanks so that I was thinking these pages could be gessoed, and then you could do like a watercolor or acrylic or whatever you would want to do. And so these pages are blank, and then this is my, it's an experiment. I was kind of trying to challenge myself, because I have a hard time when I have too many choices, so I was trying to challenge myself to see what all I could make with just these items that we were allowed to use. So this is, I call this a movable tuck spot. So, but yeah, it's a tuck spot there. And then on this side, it's a tuck spot. But it's also removable, so you can move it around your book wherever you want. And I'll tell you, when I first made this, it worked a lot better because it just had a straight edge. But then when I put it on the page, it was like blah. So I want it to be decorative, which makes it much harder to put this on the page because it gets stuck on all these little curves in the paper. But once you get it on there, oh my gosh, come on, come on, come on. Oh, see what I mean? So anyway, there we go. Okay, we got it. Yeah, okay, there we go. And so the way I did that was I just did a blanket stitch here. I had it stitched down here. I have to fix this because I don't like how it looks. I had it stitched down here, but I didn't like that either, so I'm gonna have to figure out something for that because I definitely do not like how it looks. But anyway, so that was an experiment. And then yeah, so there's that section, and that's what I call the art journal section. And then this section here I have just for writing. So the only thing in here in this signature besides the stenciling is this is another experiment of mine. And I have no idea if someone else came up with these or not, but if they have, I haven't seen them. So anyway, this is what I call a paper clip because I like to use paper clips. So anyway, okay, so this is how it works. It comes off here, and there's a string, and I did just a whip stitch to close it, and then I made paper beads and put them at the end. So anyway, you just take it like this, and you go, and then here's what it was holding on, and that's why I call it a paper clip. But anyway, this is just a piece of paper folded to look like an envelope. We all know, we all make these. So and then you just open it up, slide it on there, and then the string helps to keep it on. So you take it and you go pull it down, and then you take it to the beginning of your signature and you pull it up, and that's what kind of keeps it on the page. And then you have your tassel. So there you go. Yeah. So, and then the rest of it is just that, and then and that was my attempt at drawing lines, but I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, I used this, and I was gonna put lines, but then I didn't like it, so my trusty erasable pen, I just erased them. I just didn't get them all the way erased. And so this last signature is another fabric signature. So there's a side tuck and stenciling, and then here's a bottom tuck, and the center of the signature, and then here's a pocket with a folded envelope paper. It opens all the way up, so you have journaling inside of there. So, and then that just slides in there. And let's see, and here's a top tuck, and there's the, I think I showed you this already. Like I said, this is the second time I'm filming this, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. And then here is a flip up hiding spot. I made a little button, and this is, I just did a backwards blanket stitch, and so it makes little loops. I was trying to make lace because I like lace on my pages, but it didn't really work out too well, so I just did it like that, and then I just put some fabric over to hide the stitches. And here you can see where I did the little loop for the closure, and this is just a really big French knot. So anyway, and then so while I was making this book, I didn't really do anything. I mean, it doesn't really, the theme is not deserted island at all, so but anyway, so I thought, well, I just decided to make another little journal. So this one is just totally made out of paper, the thread, and my distress ink. So, and then I made the closure here. I just made some paper buttons, and it just does, it's one of the wraparound ones. I don't know why my string is so long. Anyway, so this is, oh, and what I did was, yeah, with the paper buttons, I just sewed them on to the page, and then I took a square of the paper and glued it on to reinforce that where I had sewed on the button. And then this is a little tuck spot, and this here is an envelope, and what I did was I glued, and here's journaling paper. What I did was I just glued two of the pages together on the sides, and then I used my ink right here. I used my ink like to just draw a notch into the envelope, and then after I cut it out, I just flipped it over, and that's what I made the closure for the envelope with. So there's that. And then oh, in the center of my signature, this is my attempt at a map. Oh, let me see. I don't know if I'm in frame. I hope so. Anyways, so we were on the Disney cruise ship, and somehow, I don't know how, but Nick and all of the other people that were on the cruise ship, they made it to this big island, and I somehow got stuck on this little one. So I don't know how that happened. But anyway, they were there, I was here. I did have my binoculars, so I could see what was going on. And I did have a little fire right here, and they made a fire, and luckily Nick knows how to do smoke signals. So they put up some smoke signals just to let me know that they knew I was out there in the middle of nowhere. So, but here on their island, I don't know how it got there, but there's a taco shack right there. So, and we all know Nick loves her tacos, so it was a good thing that there was a taco shack there. Anyways, that was my attempt at a map of the deserted island. So anyway, this here is a flip out, and here is a lot of the people I know, they were using their scraps to do the woven paper So I made a little flip up with my scraps, so you can have a little secret journaling spot there. And then on this side, I just glued it down up here so that it would flip up and down on the other side. And then this I used as a tuck spot for, and this is just tea stain paper. More journaling. And then, yeah, there you go. So, and I put a little, I guess it's called, I don't know, gusset? Anyway, I made it like that so that it would have room to close without any problem over that. And then you just wind it back up, and there you go. So, anyways, guys, this was my entry, so, and I know that I'm a day late, but guys, I really haven't a really good excuse. My daughter had her first baby, so I had to get off that deserted island so I could go see my grandbaby. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.